Welcome to Soccer Gaming and welcome to this episode of making easy coins by selling on the market in New World. I've had a ton of people ask me how to make some sort of passive income off of New World. So in this episode, I'm going to go over what I do to make some pretty good coin while just doing passive stuff and just taking about an hour of the day to do these things. You can make some pretty good money. So if you'd like to watch that, stick around. Also, I'm going to be giving away a few Amazon gift cards on December 1st, so if you'd like to enter, just like this video, subscribe to the channel, and every time you post a comment in the comment section, your name will be entered into the giveaway. Another way to enter this will be to follow and retweet my post pinned at the top of my Twitter. Without further ado, let's get the video started. So the first thing I want to cover is that there is tons of ways to actually make coin pretty easy, and I'm just going to go over a way that I do it. Basically, I go out and farm and then come back and sell it at the price or whatever, and then I kind of do this right before I get off, and then when I wake up in the morning, boom, I got like 500, 600, sometimes even more coins waiting for me throughout the night. So I wanted to kind of share it with you guys and kind of go over what I do. So the first thing I do is I go to Everfall. I have a house in Everfall. I like Everfall because it has two of the three places that I like to hit, and the main place is right here. We're gonna go get hide and sell hide, and this little peak right in here has a ton of wolves. They're like level 6 or level 7 or something like that, so they're easy to kill. They're easily fast found, and then basically you run up here, run out of the town, run over here. Sometimes there's a sheep here that'll get you a little bit of hide as well, but if you go on through here, you can tell there's a ton of wolves here, and you can see other people are killing him here as well. So kind of a bad example, I guess. Usually when I come here, there's not many people here, so I just kind of take all the wolves for myself. And I want to mention that this takes about 20 minutes for me to go through and fill up my whole bag full of the rawhide. So basically all I do is I come over here, I attack the wolves, I take their hide, and you know, whatever, it raises my skinning skill, which skinning skill is maxed out at this point. But I do all this, and then there's also a cave over here that's really nice to hit as well, because there's like two wolves in the cave. There's usually a wolf right outside the cave, and then you also get 2 treasure chests in the cave as well if you're looking for that type of thing. But easily enough to kill them. They're like level 8s, level 6s, so you can get them pretty quickly and then get them for their rawhide. And then what we're going to do is go back to town and actually sell the rawhide itself. And once we are full here with this last one, just a little tip here: once you're full, go ahead and drop some. And I know some people kind of will this until it doesn't turn red anymore. What I like to do is kind of enter numbers and then see, oh, that's what I can do to get my max amount. I'm going to bring it back to town, and we're going to find out how much this raw resource is worth. So I spent 20 minutes doing that. Let's check out and see what rawhide is going for. Looks like the price. Let's actually go over to the rawhides themselves. 25 cents basically. What I call them is like one coin is $1, so 25 cents or 0.25 for it is the cheapest. So if I sold it here, I'd have to sell it for 0.25, which means that I'm gonna have to make quite a bit of it. But what I want to do, and I always do this, is go over here, and we're gonna select other places that I think rawhide could sell for more. We're gonna kind of take a look and see where it's selling for the cheapest place. And what I actually found easiest here is to unselect everything and then select these one at a time, and we will try to go through and find the cheapest, or the most expensive, I guess. It's going to be the cheapest for us, but the most expensive place to sell. But also keep in mind that you need to make sure that that's going to sell there. Don't take it to a place that doesn't really have a lot of sales. And then we're also going to look at the upgraded version of whatever we're doing. So for hide, the upgraded version is coarse leather. You can take it to the tannery place and get it upgraded, and it looks like it's actually worth more here. So at 0.25, if we upgrade it, it's going to go up to over 2, which means that in order to make it, it would actually be more, it'd be more beneficial for us to make coarse leather in this. But check it always, because sometimes that's not the key. Sometimes coarse leather actually ends up not making you as much as if you would just keep it at the raw material. So make sure you check it out. But kind of going over here, it's going to take 4 rawhide to make coarse leather. So if you kind of do the math, it's going to take 4 rawhide to make the coarse leather. And so we got to make sure that the 0.25 times 4, which actually equals $1, is less than the $2 basically that they're offering for coarse leather. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that to the coarse leather. Go over here and look at the coarse leather. I looked at the one that's upgraded from coarse leather, and it's rough leather, and it's not as cost beneficial to go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do here, look at the lowest price. We're going to set a price lower than that. We're going to sell. So if you look at this and we set it to make $225 a piece, and we're selling about what, 630-ish, we'll just say that. It's going to be $1417.5. Then we got to subtract the $48.45 for the listing fee. Keep that in mind. And we end up selling and making, when we do this, about 1,369 coins total by selling this. So definitely better to go ahead and sell this and try. I mean, again, this is what I'm saying. Hide is so easy to get. People pay a fortune for hide, and I just don't understand it, because it's so easy to get. All you have to do is go out and skin animals passively, and boom, there's 1,400 about with the hide. The next place we're going to do is going to be Greenwood, or wood in general. We are still at Everfall. I like Everfall because they have a forest right outside. So what we're going to do is hit up that forest. We're going to try to knock down as many trees as we possibly can, and then we'll kind of go from there and see. Like looking at the map, there's just not a ton of places that have a town nearby that there's a bunch of forest. Because what you're doing in this is you're running out to the forest, chopping down, running back, and trying to sell. So you want to make sure that you're close to a forest. You don't want to have to run 2 minutes to a forest to get good chopping, and then have to run 2 minutes back, because that's 4 minutes that you're not chopping a tree down. So what I do, I like Everfall. It has a ton of trees right by the city, or right by the town in general. So we're going to go out, we're going to knock out some wood, and what we're going to do is make sure we get some mature trees as well. Not a ton. You don't have to get 800 mature lumber or trees or whatever. What I normally do is get about 300 to 400, because then what you could do later, and I'll show you that, is you can make it lumber, make it more expensive, kind of create those things. So what we're going to do, we're going to go out, hit lumber, or hit the young trees, get about as much as we can to fill up our bag, but also make sure you're getting a little bit of mature tree as well. And I usually go for about 300 to 400 logs of the mature aged wood. The young wood, the good normal green wood, is what you want to hit the most, because that's going to be what we're selling. We'll either figure out later if it's cheaper or better for us to just sell the green wood right away, or if it's better to turn it into timber or turn it into lumber and sell that. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit all of these trees. And again, once you're encumbered, do the same thing. Go down here and select it to throw it away, and then type in numbers to make sure that you're kind of doing the best you can. So we'll try 15. That's too heavy. 20 is too heavy. 22 is good. So we'll go ahead and do it at 22. Drop the lumber, and boom, we are perfectly in the bag as far as weight goes. Then we're going to go over and do the same thing with lumber. It's under the resources, and we are looking for raw materials, and we're looking for wood, and boom, green wood is there right now, selling for actually pretty cheap. So 25. So somebody's gone in here and kind of underballed everyone at 25. So we'll make 25 coins if we stay here. At Brightwood. At Brightwood, looks like it's selling for about 25 cents as well. Cutlass keys, 25 cents, but it was a big drop off between 25 and 49. So that might be a place that we look to hit up. The other places are kind of cheap as well. 40 cents in Monarch's Bluff, which is actually really good. So we might be able to sell for like 38 cents a piece. And I mean, that's a lot, especially since we have a lot already. But we're going to go ahead and kind of look at Monarch's Bluff would be a place that we could probably sell it at. We currently have 1,588 greenwood. So if we were kind of sell it, you kind of run the math, take that times how much ever you're going to sell it for, take away the cost it's going to take to post it. That's what you're going to end up equaling. So let's look at refined wood, see if we can get a better price. So at 50 cents in Everfall, we get it. So let's go out and check how much it is. So it actually takes 4 greenwood to make timber, meaning timber needs to be worth at least what? $1 in order to make it worth it, or it'd be cheaper to do it at 25. We also check lumber, and lumber is about $2. So 2 coins or $2 for the lumber, and going to make it, this is why we went out and got aged trees, because you need aged trees, timber, and then sandpaper. And again, sandpaper you kind of get throughout just doing stuff. Checking a bunch of chests and stuff will get you a ton of sandpaper. So $2 in Everfall. Let's take a look at some other places and see if we can get it cheaper. So Monarch's Bluff is about $2 as well, and $1.99 there. So going back and doing the math, it takes 4 greenwood to make timber, and we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to make all the timber we can. We get a bunch of extra with the bonus, which is nice. And then we're going to go ahead and make the lumber, because the lumber is worth it. So once you do the math, lumber is actually better to do, and you get a ton of XP from doing it in your woodworking, and you get some XP as well for it yourself. Then we're going to go ahead and go to the sell, and looks like we can sell it for about $2 here. And what we're going to do is just keep it here. We're going to sell it for about $1.99-ish and kind of go from there. Going to get about $1.90 a piece from this. We're going to sell 50 of it. So at $1.90 a piece times 50, that equals 95 minus the 352 that it costs to do so. You're going to make about 100 profit off of this. And again, this isn't as much as the hide. The hide you make like 1,400 off of, so that would be kind of the way to go. But you can make some stuff off of wood passively. The next place we're going to look at is going to be Fisherman's Bend, and we're going to go there because there's a really, really good spot for fiber. The fiber is like the best thing I think you could do. You run over here and grab the hemp. The hemp will in return fibers for you, and fibers are very, very expensive. They're very good to come by. Like, you need them for certain things, and same thing with hide, you need them. So they're obviously going to be kind of worth more than lumber and wood, just because like I feel like it's kind of harder to find hemp in the open world. So it's good to know these places have a bunch of hemp, and Fisherman's Wharf is a place you go when you're doing the conquest and stuff, and there's a ton of places for good hemp spots. So go there, check out what you're doing there, kind of run around the place, get to know the lay of the land. I'll have another video actually going over the best spots to get what. And this is one of my favorite spots for everything, because they have hemp. They have everything you need here, basically. They got watercress, they got rivercress, they got all these different things. But the hemp is what we're here for. And we're going to collect hemp until we are full, our bag's full. Normally, honestly, if I do this for long enough, it usually takes about 20 minutes to get about 1,000 fibers or more. If I spend an hour here, I'll come home with like 5,000, 6,000 fibers, which is a ton when we start looking at prices. So this is my suggestion: go to Fisherman's Wharf and try to get as much fiber or as hemp as much as you possibly can, because then we can either sell it as fibers or individual fibers. Then we can sell it as satin, or we could sell it as linen as well, and we'll go over those prices here in a second. So once you're full, you're going to come back to the trading post. I came back to Everfall just because that is where my home village is, and so we're back here to look at how much the fibers are going to cost us. And looking here, looks like almost 32 cents basically for one fiber. So if we had 5,000 fibers, which we're going to sell about 1,300, it's just what I grabbed in about 20 minutes. And so let's go ahead and go through here. Looks like there's some other places. Monarch's Bluff does 43 cents. So we sell for maybe 40 cents at Monarch's Bluff. Let's take a look and see if we did it refined, how much we would get there if we kind of broke it down better and looked at the actual like linen and stuff like that. So we go over to the cloth, and there it is. Linen is selling for about $1. So we were looking at Monarch's Bluff. Looks like it's $1.80 here. So if you think of the fibers, we need to go check and see how many fibers are in linen. But linen is $1.80. Satin is $3.65. But the fact that there's $8 linen there makes me think that people don't go there to buy it. So we might need to be careful about changing it to satin. Linen looks like people buy it. It's 4 fibers, which means it was 40 cents. So you're looking at 40 cents, 80 cents, 120, 160 is going to be like what we sell the fibers for. Or we can get the XP, upgrade it and everything to linen and get 180. So we're making about 40 cents extra off of going up to linen and then selling it as linen. Monarch's Bluff is by far the most expensive place to sell this right now in my city. Again, this is why I'm showing you how to do this, because every place is going to be different. Every server is going to be different. Every place you sell, it's going to be different. As you can see here, like Brightwood, it's $1. So it's $1.80 in where we're going to go. So we're going to make as much as we can with the 1,300 that we had. And we are going to go over to Monarch's Bluff and sell this bad boy, because this is going to definitely be worth it. So we go over to Monarch's Bluff here. We're going to go to find the sell. Then we're going to look at linen, 493 linen. Currently their price is what, 180. So we're going to sell this bad boy for about 179. We're going to make about 168 from that. We are going to sell 493 of them, which equals about 828.24, and then the listing fee of $33.53, coming away with about 800 coins from selling the linen in the right place. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully this helps you for the future. Definitely help me make a bunch of passive income, because you could spend about an hour before you get off and you come back and you make about $3 grand, $4 grand overnight. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button, because I will continue to be releasing new world content all the time. I'm loving the game, loving making content for it. So make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button so that you don't miss out. Till next time, Slacker out.